Friends, in this video, I'm going to talk sampling. Sampling is very important for the researchers. So this video is very useful for the upcoming researchers. So what is sampling? Sampling is the process of selecting observations to provide an adequate description and interferences of the population. Sample, it is a unit that is selected from population. Represent the whole population purpose to draw the inference. Sampling frame, listing of populations from which the sample is chosen. So this is total population and from which the sample is taken, right? This is we call it sample frame. So this is the total population. You can see the total population, and you have to think about what you want to talk about this population. And this is sampling frame. Total one is population sampling frame from which you are taking sample, right? And this sample is or data is analyzed by applying various statistical methods, and finally you will give on your interference. Right, this is the purpose of sampling. So this is the population from which you are taking a sample and you are applying statistical methods, and finally you are giving your inference. If the population is homogeneous, minimum sampling is enough. You take only one or two, that's all, isn't it? Because the population is homogeneous. If the population is heterogeneous and you have to more than one sample, you take more than one sample, isn't it? This is heterogeneous. You can see different colors. And first slide we have seen only similar figures, but here you can see different type of figures, isn't it? So that you can take more than one sampling or sample. Now let us go sampling procedure. There are different type of sampling, that is probability sampling and non-probability sampling. In probability sampling, you can see simple random sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, systematic sampling, multi-stage sampling. Whereas in non-probability sampling, convenient judgment quota snowball sampling is there. Now we will discuss one by one. First one is we will take probability sample. In this simple random sampling, random, you are taking here and there. All subsets of the frames are given on equal probability. All the subsets, isn't it? All the subsets. You are taking equal probability. Random number generators. What is the advantages of this simple random sampling, and what are the disadvantages? Advantages: minimal knowledge of population needed, easy to analyze data. It is very simple to analyze the data, and minimum knowledge is enough. But disadvantages: low frequency of use, does not use researchers' expertise, larger risk of random errors. So in this method, error is possible. Then stratified random sampling, right? Population is divided into two or more groups called strata. Subsamples are randomly selected from each strata. This population is population is divided into strata, different strata. See that 1, 2, 3 substrata from which we are taking subsamples, right? Random subsamples of this total population. And advantages assures representation of all groups in sample population. Characteristic of each stratum can be estimated and comparisons made. So each and every methods having advantages and disadvantages. We will see disadvantages of stratified random sampling. Requires accurate information on proportions of each stratum. Stratified list costly to prepare. It is very costly affair. Then cluster sampling. Cluster. The population is divided into subgroups, that is clusters, like families. A simple random sample is taken from each cluster. A simple random sample is, see that? These are the subgroups, that is section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4 and so on, from which we are taking samples, right? We call it random sampling. A simple random sample is taken from the subgroups, right? It is more accurate, it is more applicable in marine side, because we are going for a different station 1, station 2, station 3, isn't it? In this different stations, a simple random sample is taken from each stations. You just imagine. Cluster sampling advantages: can estimate characteristic of both cluster and population. Disadvantages: the cost to reach on element to sample is very high. Each stage in cluster sampling introduces sampling error. The more stages there are, the more error there tend to be. So advantages can estimate characteristic of both the cluster and population, but disadvantage, this is costly affair and we may expect more errors. And systematic random sampling, order all units in the sampling frame, then every third number on the list selector, third number or fourth number, whatever it is, n equal to sampling intervals. So first you are order all units in the sampling, right? You order, and from this you are taking third number, right? So that is the systematic random sampling. Advantages: moderate cost, moderate usage, simple to draw sample, easy to verify. Disadvantages: periodic ordering required. So that is the problem. You have to periodically order you have to arrange or ordering required. Multi-stage sampling, carried out in stages using a smaller and a smaller sampling unit at each stage. The primary clusters and secondary clusters. So that is the thing, isn't it? Multi-stage sampling advantages: more accurate, more effective. This is a costly affair, and each stage in a sampling introduce sampling errors. The more stages there are, the more errors there tend to be. It is a costly affair, but advantages more accurate and more effective, but it is a costly affair and we may expect errors. Then we will pass on non-probability samples. Non-probability samples, the probability of each case being selected from the total population is not known. Units of the sample are chosen on the basis of personal judgment or convenience. There are no statistical technique for measuring random sampling error in a non-probability samples. Non-probability samples, a convenience sampling, quota sampling, judgment sampling, snowball sampling, self-selection sampling. These are the some of the types, and we will discuss one by one. First, let us take a convenience sampling. Convenience sampling involves choosing respondents at the convenience of the research set. Advantages: very low cost, extensively used. Disadvantages: variability and bias cannot be measured or controlled. Projecting data beyond a sample not justified. Restriction of generalization. Quota sampling. The population is first segmented into mutually exclusive subgroups, just as in stratified sampling. Advantages: used when research budget is limited, very extensively used, no need for list of population elements. Disadvantages: variability and bias cannot be measured, time consuming, project data beyond a sample not justified. Judgmental sampling. Researcher employs his or her own expert judgment about. Advantages: there is assurance of quality response, meet the specific objective. Disadvantages: bias selection of sample may occur, time consuming process. Snowball sampling. The research starts with a key person and introduce the next one to become a chain. Advantages: low cost, useful in specific circumstances and for locating rare populations. Disadvantages: not independent, projecting data beyond a sample not justified. Self-selection sampling. It occurs when you allow each case, usually individuals, to identify their decide to take part in the research. Advantages: more accurate, useful in specific circumstances to serve the purpose. Disadvantages: more costly due to advertising, mass or left. Sampling errors. The errors which arise due to use of sampling surveys are known as the sampling errors. Two types of sampling errors: biased errors due to selection of sampling techniques, size of the sample. Unbiased errors or random sampling errors, difference between the members of the population included or not included. Methods of reducing sampling errors: specific problem selection, systematic documentation of related research, effective enumeration, effective pre-testing, controlling methodologies bias, selection of appropriate sampling techniques. Non-sampling errors refers to the biases and mistakes in selection of sample. Causes for non-sampling errors: sampling operations, inadequate of response, misunderstanding the concept, lack of knowledge, concealment of the truth, loaded questions, processing errors, sample size. So these are some of the non-sampling errors. Okay, thank you very much.